Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is Vikas Singh. So in this video we are going to perform a production level upgrade from vCenter server from version 8 to version 9 step by step. So this is one of the most critical operational task in VMware environment, because vCenter is central control point for managing your entire virtualization infrastructure in your organization. So in this video we are not only going to I'm not only going to basically show you the upgrade step, but also going to explain how this is done in the real environment, make by real environment enterprise environment, by making sure the safety is always priority, and safe migration, and with the minimal downtime. So this is what my idea is. So let me go ahead and show you what are the objective I'm trying to cover in this video. So we will try to cover pre-upgrade planning and prerequisite checks, and then a real production consideration. We are going to review the lab setup, step by step vCenter upgrade process. Also we are going to see the stage 1 stage 2 deployment explained, and then migration of data migration of all the data from existing vCenter to new vCenter, which we are going to deploy in stage 1 during the upgrade. And then we are going to do a post validation, and also we are going to see the real world use cases and benefit of upgrading your vCenter server. So now let's first understand the importance of upgrading vCenter. So imagine you are managing a production environment where multiple ESXi hosts running a business critical workload, hundreds of virtual machine running applications, and services like banking system, ERP platform, or web-based application are dependent on your infrastructure. So now if your vCenter is outdated, you may face a compatibility issue with the newer ESXi version. Security vulnerability can be exposed to your environment, and you miss out the performance improvement and other new features which is going to be introduced by VMware or Broadcom for the newer operating systems or newer vCenter or other tools. So in the enterprise environment, keeping your vCenter updated ensure the better performance and scalability, improve security posture, and compatibility with the latest ESXi versions and the hardwares. So this is my lab infra which I'm going to use in this video. So I got my Active Directory and DNS server, and then I have one ESXi host which is running VMware ESXi 8, and I have deployed one vCenter appliance with vCenter version 8. So this is what we are going to do in this video. So this vCenter appliance, basically we are going to upgrade our existing vCenter to newer vCenter 9. So this setup simulates the real production environment where vCenter vCenter is managing ESXi host and workload. So one of the very important things to understand, vCenter is not an in-place upgrade basically. Instead, VMware uses the migration based basically upgrade approach. So a new vCenter 9 appliance is going to be deployed, then data is going to be copied from your existing vCenter 8, and old vCenter is then going to be powered off, and this approach will going to ensure the safe upgrade process, rollback capability if needed, and minimum downtime during the cutover. So almost everything during this process is automated from VMware end itself. You don't have to do too much things, but you need to make sure a few things before going for the upgrade. So these are the pre-upgrade checklist. So backup your vCenter. So take file-based backup of your vCenter 8. So if in case something goes wrong, you can restore or recover your vCenter from file-based backup. Check compatibility. Verify ESXi hosts are compatible with vCenter 9. And DNS configuration, make sure you have a forward and reverse lookup zone created and working for vCenter server. NTP synchronization, time must be synchronized across all the components. SSO credential, you should have an admin SSO credential for vSphere, and enough disk space in the data store to deploy a new vCenter appliance. So these are the few things which you need. So let me show you my environment. So this is my environment. So I got my ESXi 8 running here, if you see, and I got 64 gig of memory on this machine. And if I go and show you, this is my ESXi host, and on top of this ESXi host I'm running one virtual machine only, which is VCSA 01, which is my current vCenter server. So if I show you, this is the appliance console. So vCenter 8, you can see VMware vCenter server 8, and this got a small deployment, and this is my URL. So let me go ahead and show you. So this is my server appliance VMI basically. So you can see the host name. So host name are very critical, so you need to make sure you have a backup. If you don't have backup, go ahead and configure your backup. So I have created dedicated backup for dedicated video how you can set up backup and create on-demand backups, and how even you can restore your servers from backup. So make sure you have a backup, and this host name is very critical. And this is my vCenter server. So you can see I got vCenter, I got this data center created. Inside the data center I got one ESXi host, and on top of that ESXi host I have this virtual machine which is deployed. So this is good. So now what I'll do, go ahead and do it. So I'll go ahead and map my ISO image of vSphere vCenter server 9. So this is the ISO. So I'll go ahead and click OK, and now it should mount the ISO. So now let's go inside the ISO file and VCSA UI installer, and Win32. Now I'll go ahead and launch installer. So now this installer will give you option to install, upgrade, and restore. So I'll go ahead with the upgrade. So upgrade an existing vCenter server appliance. So we need what we are looking to do. So this is upgrade is stage 1, deploy new vCenter server. So click next, I accept, click next, and now it will ask you the connect to the source source appliance. So you need to put here vCenter appliance source details. So FQDN. So I'll go ahead and copy this FQDN here. So this is my FQDN, so I'll put it here. So now this seems good. Connect to source. Now it will basically connect with that vCenter server. So now it will give you ask you the administrator password. So this is what you should have before starting the upgrade. So I'll go ahead and type the SSO password and root password for this appliance. So you need a SSO password and then a root password for appliance. Both are required. So now ESXi host or vCenter that manages the source appliance. So I'll go ahead and put my ESXi IP. So 51, I guess. Let me show you. So this is the my 56 actually. So I'll go ahead and put here 56. So my ESXi host is having IP address 56. So I'll type I'll give that IP, and then root credential for ESXi host. So that's good. Click next. Now it will give you information like connect to vCenter server. So it has this host name configured. So good. Go ahead and click next. And now it will ask you the vCenter server deployment target where you want to deploy. So I'll go ahead and use the same host. So 0.56 and then root and then password. So I'm going to deploy my new virtual machine also appliance also in the same same ESXi host. So that's good. Click next and accept. And now you should give the VM name. So VM VCSA 01. I'll type new. So new, and then root password. So I'm going to type root password for this new appliance. So oops, something wrong I guess. So now this is good. Click next, and now you need to select a small as per your requirement and click next. And now this is my data store where I want to deploy. I'll go ahead, since this is lab, I'll go ahead and use the thin disk mode. So click next, and now you need to provide the network configuration. So this is going to be a temporary IP address, so I'll give 192.168.0.42.255.255.255.0 and the gateway for this appliance, and then the DNS, so 0.11. So now everything should be fine. Just click next, and now this is what we are going to do. So source VCSA and then IP address and all other details which we have run through. Now click on finish. Now this will create a one VM here. You can see VCSA01 underscore new is created, and it will deploy the VM and going to configure it and power on. And once this is stage 1 is completed, we will move ahead with the stage 2 basically, where we are going to, so we have done this stage 1, and stage 2 is going to be a data migration. Once the stage 1 is completed, stage 2 will begin. So this is going to be a migration of data from old server to new server, new vCenter server. So I'm going to pause the recording once this deployment is finished and we are ready for stage 2. I'll resume from there. Now the stage 1 is completed, and if I show you, we got two virtual machines now. So if you see, this is the second vCenter server appliance which we have deployed, and it has temporary IP address as of now 42, which we have given during the deployment, and this is the production one which is still live. So these are the two virtual appliance now in our infrastructure. So now deployment is completed. We will go ahead and with the second stage. So the second stage is basically a upgrade source vCenter server. So click next. So now so it says unable to connect to the 41 server on port 42. So so this is important. You need to enable basically SSH. So to enable SSH, go to access, and if you go here, you will see SSH login is deactivated. So click on enable it, and that's it. So now we should be fine. So you can enable SSH. This is one of the prerequisites to connect existing vCenter server. So all good. Just click on next. So now it should validate the pre-validation checks, and the checks, if everything goes well, you don't have any issue, then it will give you option to move ahead. And also if you have any warning, it will show you warnings, but it will not block you from upgrade. So let's wait for some time, and it will give you the results to move ahead. So now everything looks good. We have few warnings, but we can ignore these warnings. Just go ahead and close this, and now you will have an option to select the upgrade data. So I'll go ahead with the bottom one, which is configuration, inventory, task, events, and performance metrics. So I'm going to migrate everything, whatever is there in old vCenter server. So click next, and now I'm not going to join this. Click next, and this is what it is going to do. So source vCenter, this one, and target vCenter, this is going to be a 42 which is temporarily deployed with this IP address, and configuration data, and this is very important. You have to tick mark this. I have backed up source vCenter server and required all the data and databases. So now if you click on finish, and you cannot re-undo or cancel this once this upgrade is started, that's fine. Click on OK. Now this upgrade should start. So what this upgrade is going to do, so copy the data from the source vCenter server to target vCenter server. So this is first step what it going to do, and then set up the target vCenter and start the service. So in this phase, it will basically going to shut down our old vCenter server which was running before, and it will migrate to the, basically going to switch the IP address to the new vCenter server and make it live, and then it will going to basically proceed with the import data on the target vCenter server. So this process can take up to minimum 20 minutes to up to 1 hour or more than 1 hour, depending on how much data you have inside your current vCenter server. So So you need to monitor this stage carefully and make sure if there is any failure or something goes wrong, you should basically able to troubleshoot it. So if everything goes well, you should be able to get all the three phases completed, and then you are going to have your vCenter new vCenter ready with the same name, same IP, and with all the data. So I'm going to pause the recording here. Once this upgrade is completed, I'm going to resume it and going to show you. So then we will do the post validation deployment, basically validation, post deployment, and post migration. So this is what it is going to do. So this is the basically cutover process which is going to happen now. So I'll go ahead and pause the recording, and once this is done, I'll resume from there. So now you can see the stage 2 is also completed. Copy data is completed. Target's vCenter server is done, and importing data to target vCenter is also done. Now we can go ahead and close this, and now let's try to log into our vCenter server, which is now available to us. So administrator vsphere.local and password for this account. So now if I go and show you on the host also, so let me log in host as well. So we should be having two servers now, VCSA appliance now. So one should be up, which is our new vCenter with the host name and IP, and the old vCenter is should be powered off now. So you can see it does not have a network details, and it's powered off. And same thing, you can see new vCenter is now up and live with version 9, and then we have all the host, data center host, and the VMs inside the vCenter server. So this is good. So this is pretty much what I wanted to cover in this video. So post upgrade checks, you can do a login to new vCenter, check version is 9, all hosts are connected, VMs are visible, and also you can go ahead and perform the validation such as cluster health, HA, DRS station, and status and networking and storage. So this is the complete step-by-step process for upgrading vCenter server from version 8 to version 9, and using the safe migration approach. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me on my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.